Good
Hello.
afternoon, Lisa. How are you?
I'm all right. Looking
Good.
forward
Well,
to
we're,
this one.
we're doing our wellness slot again and talking about wellness. Do you want to explain what you did to yourself?
Oh, it's been a bit of a tricky week and a half-ish, hasn't it? I stupidly, I don't know how, it's one of those freak accidents, trapped my right hand in my daughter's car door as I got out of it.
Good
Um,
luck.
well, it's funny, really, because it just was so freak. But anyway, I split it open on both sides. I've had stitches. It's not been able to use my hand at all, have I? It's not been ideal.
Bless you. It's been horrible, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's still really bad, but I can just about type with it out of the way now. So back to work.
You could have just said if you wanted a week off, rather than smashing your finger in a car door.
Really, the lengths I go to. But actually, thinking about that, as you know, obviously, I've been doing a lot of sort of self development and working on myself and whatnot. And I do think my attitude to this has been so much better for it. I think before I would have just been like, oh, I'm in agony. I can't do anything. I'm in a mood. I'm just going to sit and I'm going to derail all the progress I've made with my diet because I've been really good. I've lost some weight this year. I would have just sat there binge eating and feeling sorry for myself. But instead, I'm like, no, I'm not going to let that derail everything that I've done, all my achievements. And I have also, yes, it's not good and it's not been great, but actually, I'm so grateful it didn't happen the week before because there was no one around in our house and I would have really struggled because I couldn't make myself any food or butter toast or, whatever. Um, so yeah, there's it could be worse. Could have done it on my nail. I could have actually broken a bone, which thankfully I didn't. So yeah, it's a little bit of a different mindset, which is nice.
Yeah, I must admit, you certainly have changed, the last number of months. Lots of last year as well. um, by doing work on yourself. And, we've done a couple of chats already about self development. And, I think before you could, when I did my hypnotherapy, I'd come home and I'd be enthusiastic. And, that was like 10 years ago. And you weren't in a headspace to potentially listen to it years
Right.
ago. But now it's just you change as a person, don't you? Before it was the right time for me, and now it's like a really good time for you. And yeah, you can massively see a change in you and how you are as a person. Not
Yeah,
that
I'm
you were
loving
bad
it.
before, but just
We
your
could all be
optimism.
better.
Yeah, but you pick me up on it sometimes. If I'm could be a negative Nelly, but like, come on, look at XYZ, which is really good to pick each other up.
Yeah, 100%. It's good we're on the same page.
Definitely. So, what are we chatting about for? Mind you, we're in March now. We didn't do one in February, did we? Because of
No, we
your
were going
accident.
to, we was going to do this one, but it's all been pushed back.
Mm.
So this is, I guess you can call it main character energy. It's all about who, in your ideal world, who you would like to be. So it's just how you can kind of establish actually who you want to be, what traits you want to have, and how you can get them. That kind of thing.
Mm. We Before you go into it,
Yeah.
we went to an event. Was it last year to where that lady talked about it at Lisa Johnson event? Um, and it was a good exercise, wasn't it? We didn't actually do it from that particular after that event, but it was good to create your future self. And
Mm.
yeah, I'm looking forward to you explaining it again, really.
Yeah, it's
Um,
really good to keep in mind, and it helps you going forwards if you've got decisions to make or anything actually. But I'll
mm,
dive into that.
let's go.
So first of all, I just want to read a quote that really resonated with me, and I'm sure every woman that's watching this, and I would hope a lot of men. It's from the film The Holiday. with Kate Winslet and Jude Law. So the quote goes, in the movies, we have leading ladies and we have the best friend. You, I can tell, are a leading lady, but for some reason, you're behaving like the best friend. Now, Arthur, the cute old man, said that to Iris, who was played by Kate Winslet. And oh my goodness, is that not true or what? Like, how many times in your life are you behaving like the best friend and not being this main character of your own life? It's just, I just think it's a really good way of looking at it, a really good analogy that, yeah, I love it.
It's a very good analogy.
Yeah, so that is kind of the reference point for this whole podcast, I would say. So to start with, I think it's really good to do some self-reflecting, just to really think about yourself, your character traits, your personality, your beliefs. Look at the good, the bad. So there's just a few exercises you can do that can help you sort of pinpoint all of these factors. Once you've sort of established this, we can then look at where you want to be and how to get there. So, I mean, obviously there's going to be areas in your life where you already think you're pretty fantastic and you can't really improve on it. So it's up to you where you sort of go with this. So
I bet not many people feel like that.
what, that they're great?
Like, you sort of said, I bet, in some area of your life, I'm sure you're amazing, but I think when you do this exercise, probably not so much. Maybe not, I don't know.
Maybe not, but I think it's very easy to think of negatives, but you have got a lot of positives, everyone. So the first exercise, it's up to you whether you want to write this down, whether you want to just think about it. Either can work fine. Sometimes it's good to write it down because then you've got a reference point you can keep referring back to. I'm a writer, I love writing, so for me, I'm all about getting it down on paper. Or you could do it on your phone in your notes app, or whatever you want to do. So have a look at all of the positive things about yourself. So we've just said, sometimes it's quite difficult to think about positive things. It makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, doesn't it? But think of things, are you a caring person? Are you a good parent? Are you a good son or daughter? Anything you're proud of in your life, and any of your beliefs that you're proud of, anything that you do, like a hobby, or just look at your life, look at your personality, write down everything that you're proud of, you like, you want to keep, basically.
Including your decorating business.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Once you've completed this is probably a bit more easy. Hopefully it's not. Think about all the things you don't like about yourself, or don't like that you're doing, or things that are holding you back in life. So for me, I don't like how I can procrastinate. I swear too much. I want to stop swearing so much. I'm definitely a potty mouth. You're always pulling me up on that. I don't come across as this sort of, well, some people, I don't know.
Yeah,
Not swearer.
you would see Lisa in real life. Oh my God. No, you're not too bad.
No, but it is something that I would like to change. I don't want to be a swearer. And yeah, so just think of everything that you don't like, basically, or you would like to change.
So is this just like a general list, or do you categorize it as in your health, your business, or is it just whatever comes to mind?
It's up to you. Just if it's easier, just blurt it all out. But if it's easier to think of it in categories, do that. I think we did that last time, didn't we? We broke it down into different things. But I think, yeah, categories: personality, anything, work life, home life, hobbies, exercise, whatever. Once you've completed both of those lists, think about what and who you would like to be. So what you could do, you could start off with looking at your list of the bad things that you've just written down, all of the negative things, and you can literally flip it and write the opposite. Straight away there, you've got a really sort of strong list of the things that you want to work on and who you want to sort of be. Another way you can do it is think about, is there somebody that inspires you in your life? It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be someone on the TV, a character from your favourite film or TV show, or somebody that's a political activist, or I don't know, somebody that you would love to emulate, have their confidence, their style, it's things like that. Things that you were like, oh, I wish I could be like that. Write them down, and then you're starting to get a list of, an idea of who you're working towards, who you want to be. Obviously, fundamentally, you can't change who you are, but you certainly can make improvements and make your life easier to work towards becoming that kind of person.
Like it.
With me so far?
Yeah. I don't want to butt in too much because it might be the next bit you're covering, so I'm going to listen
Yeah,
in
that's
for you.
true.
'Cause we don't plan all this, do we? We're like,
No.
you give me a rough topic, you're like, right, I'm going to come on, so I don't want to keep butting in. So yeah, I'm with you so far.
Okay, brilliant. So it's basically just that exercise is really good, as well as finding out about who you want to be. It's just learning about yourself. Really take the time in life to look at yourself. What lights you up? What are your core beliefs? What are your personality traits? What works really well? What doesn't work well? What's holding you back? If you can identify, especially the negative things, if you can identify the things that are holding you back, that's going wrong, oh my goodness, you can literally put plans in place and change everything and make your life easier. And that is a really good sort of weapon that you've got there, that knowledge.
I think a lot of us don't take the time to really reflect, do we? We just, you know, bundle through weeks and months and years and never self-reflect.
Yeah, definitely. I think once you find your inner voice, life's a breeze. You can
Mm.
sort of tackle any goal and achievement and whatnot. So then the next exercise I would advise you to do some sort of future reflection. So think of yourself in 5 years' time, and I'm not talking about the classic goal list that we all do. I want to be rich, I want to have a massive house, I want to have a flashy car, a massive van, not that kind of thing. It's not about material stuff and big goals, although they do have their place, of course. But this is focusing more on the little things, like in 5 years' time, how do you want to be feeling? What does your day look like? What's your morning routine? Who you're surrounded by? What friends? What family? What do you feel like? What are your relationships like? Really put yourself in those sorts of shoes rather than thinking of material things. Because let's face it, all of these little things, they're the things that make you rich. If you're happy with the little things, wow, you're winning in life, right?
Yeah, 100%. We've all got more money and worked harder and worked weekends and all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't change your life, doesn't change how you feel inside. Of course it helps, but yeah, it's what you've just discussed is most important.
Definitely. So, how to take steps to become this enhanced version of yourself? So, a good way of doing this, and this is something we learned at that conference that we went to together. So, you kind of look at, I already mentioned maybe looking at somebody that you admire. So, you sort of put a name or a personality to this person that you want to become. So, currently I'm Lisa. I admire as a person. I know this sounds really naff, but I quite look up to Amanda Holden. I'm not talking about her irritating laugh or anything like that, but she's in a similar sort of stage of life to me. She's got older children. She's blossoming in her career. I'm now sort of changed my career in doing this. She has got an amazing style, an amazing figure. I love her confidence, her spark, her charisma. I'm quite an introverted, shy person naturally, and I would love to be more confident. So I could either look at this list and think that's Amanda Holden, or if that's too cheesy and doesn't resonate with you, with your person that you want to emulate, you can have like a stage name, would you call it? So my current personality is Lisa, and my stage name could be LJ. So it sort of helps you at different points. Like if you've got a decision to make, you can be like, okay, what would LJ do? It might help you sort of make that decision. You might sort of, rather than approach it as your current self, that might sort of hold you back a bit. You can think, actually, if I was doing my main character energy and I was LJ, this is what she would do, and I'm going to do it that way. Or it could be something as simple as LJ is a slim, confident woman. Would LJ eat that massive bar of galaxy, or would she just have one little piece? And you'd be like, okay, I'm not going to be Lisa and eat the whole damn bar.
So you can take inspiration from other people in your like initial exercises,
Hmm.
then you can your inspiration and role model can be your future self, right?
Hmm. Yeah, in a way,
So
yeah.
yeah, it's just one way of looking at it potentially.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just a way to help you make choices to be this person you want to be or stay the person you are. So 5 years time, do you want to be this new version of you, or do you want to keep doing repetitive things that you're currently doing and remain as that person? So it's just what resonates with you, where you can help sort of make those choices. Would my stage name do it, or would my person character that I'm like looking to emulate do?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I know
It
I'm
does.
one.
So it'd be like, say, for example, always bring it back to painting, or do you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it's relatable. So, like, if you've got aspirations to run a team of decorators, but you're currently working by yourself, you're not looking at jobs on time, or you're delaying it, you're not getting quotes out on time, you're not being efficient, you may be having too many beers on a weekend, you're turning up groggy on Monday. It's like, what's your future self? You know, you want to be this person, you want to be successful, you want people, working for you. So in that given moment when you're like, you should be doing the quote, you'd be like, right, my future self would do it, so I'm going to get that quote done. And it's just these little steps, isn't it,
Yeah,
along the way. So, and then the compound effect of it will equate to you being that particular person you want to be.
yeah, exactly that, definitely. So, sorry, I've got a child walking out. Basically, break down how you want your future day to look. Right, you might not be able to achieve it right now. You might have circumstances that are different to what you're going to be in 5 years' time. For example, in 5 years' time, you might not have little kids that are so demanding and taking your energy. They might be a bit older. So, yes, you might not be able to change your life overnight, but you can certainly take baby steps towards it, sort of getting you ready for that person. So it doesn't have to be an overnight thing. You don't have to change immediately. It's just getting you used to making the small changes that will, like you said, the compound effect that will have the big changes in the end. So, for example, you might not be able to get up, do a workout at the gym right now because you've got a little kid at home. Okay, but what could you do? Well, actually, I could get up half an hour earlier and I could do a 15-minute workout from YouTube in the living room before the kids wake up. Things like that. You're already in the frame of mind that exercise is important. You want that goal in your life. You're already doing it. And then when the kids are a bit older, oh, okay, cool. I can now go to the gym that I said my future self would do.
Yeah. And it's even like say visualizing it as well. Like everything in your life is created from visualizing it. So like even your decorating business, at some stage that would have been an idea in your head, which has now developed into a business.
Hmm.
So it all starts from belief and visualization, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
And like you say, like if you want this really successful decorating business, you want people working for you. Okay, what can I do to get to that stage? Well, you might vision yourself with this stylish, big, flashy van, but actually you're turning up to a job, and at the moment it's just you haven't got the flashy van. That's not a big deal, but you have got a vehicle you can get there. Are you optimizing it? Have you put a sign on it with your business name? Or simple things like, have you sorted the van? Have you sorted all your tools? Do you know where everything is? So when you turn up to the job, you're not like stressed and trying to find things. You know exactly where it is. I've got my shit together. I know where everything is. I'm turning up. I'm professional, and I'm gonna get to the job rather than looking like a headless chicken trying to find everything in your van.
Everyone will be able to relate to that because the times I've done it, turned up on a Monday, I don't know what I've got. Whereas the weekends where I've sorted my van out, my future self would be like, right, that's how Gary would act in the future
Hmm.
self. I know, oh my God, the feeling turning up on Monday and you're all sorted, you know where everything is, everything's clean. It's such a relief.
Yeah,
But you
definitely.
you keep stacking those habits, it
Hmm.
makes a big change.
And what would your future self look like? They wouldn't turn up to the job wearing scruffy work gear, like joggers with stains all over them. Well, I say stains on them. You can't really help it in the decorate trade, I know. But you could have wizardsworkwear.co.uk nice clothing with your business logo on, for example.
Discounts available. No, but you know, like you say, you can turn up presentable. Like I would always wear overalls. So when I'm working, I don't get paint on
Hmm.
whatever I'm wearing underneath. Because I used to hate walking around covered in paint.
Yeah,
Like pop into a shop or Baker's before work. Not that obviously I always made my lunch.
yeah.
But I just didn't feel very good looking scruffy. You don't have to be scruffy.
No, absolutely not. No, so yeah, it's just thinking little things like that that can just elevate you already and make you feel good will make you start naturally making different choices and decisions, and the way you come across it all just starts piecing together,
I think the
which is
key
good.
takeaway before you go on to your next bit is we gave each other a name, didn't we? Like you said, yours is LJ. I think mine might have been Gaza or something.
Yeah, it was
But
gas.
every decision, we'd be like, "Oh, would LJ do it? Would LJ have that extra glass of wine?" Or and we sort of played along with it, but it really did help, didn't it, with what we're doing and creating.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can remember I listened to a podcast recently, and it was only a short podcast, but it was, instead of focusing on all these big elaborate goals that you want to be, you literally look at yourself in 5 years' time. If you are the person you are today and all of the things you do today, where will you be in 5 years' time? Will you be like the person you want to be, or are you going to be fat, depressed, drinking too much, not, you haven't sort of nurtured your relationships around you because you're too busy on your phone, things like that. And to me, I found that really powerful because I was a bit like, whoa, actually, I'm a woman of a certain age and we do tend to put on a bit of weight. I could carry on down the path I was doing and be like, oh, I'm trying everything, I'm not losing any weight, which is what I was always saying. But if I carried on doing exactly as I was that day, I really wouldn't be the person I want to be in 5 years' time. So I'm really sort of taking strict sort of control of that and trying my best to not be that person. I found that really sort of powerful. So maybe that could work for some people too.
It definitely does. It's helped us, hasn't it? It's helped
Mm,
us supporting each other as well.
definitely.
Not saying, we're far from perfect, but we have made big changes.
Yeah.
And
But you don't have to have your partner on the same page as you,
no, true.
because it's not everyone's lucky enough to have a partner, or their partner might not want to do it and they can't let that
Yeah.
hold them back. You know, you need to be responsible for you and your happiness and your energy and your health, and it's only ever you that can change. You can't
But
change
also
anyone else.
be conscious of when you do decide to change, even if it's your wife, husband, partner, whatever, friends, be careful because, like the analogy of a box of crabs or a bucket of crabs, you're trying to get out and they may be snapping at your ankles to try and keep
Yeah.
you in the same bucket.
And
So,
do you know what? Actually, that reminds me, and I'm really ashamed now when I think about it. But you were going through, like you said before, 10 years ago, you were off getting your qualification for cognitive hypnotherapy. You were so enthusiastic. You'd come back, oh, I've learnt this, I've learnt that. I mean, it's a bit like, it's going on again. But also, you were like, okay, I'm not keen on how much I'm drinking at the moment. I'm going to have 90 days off of the drink.
mm,
And I was like, oh, how boring. I don't know. I was like really negative. Wasn't supportive in the slightest. I was like, what happens if you come and don't drink it? I don't think I can go on holiday with you if you're
yeah,
not
you
going to
were
have.
like, I can't be with someone who doesn't have a beer on all the
How
time.
unsupportive and awful is that? I'm really
All
sorry
these
about that.
skills I learned, all I ended up doing was practicing on the kids and sending them to sleep, wasn't
Yeah.
it? I'm like, right, if you're not going to listen, I'll practice on the kids, and next minute they're all falling asleep.
Yeah. Oh, I sound like a
Probably
person.
listening to me waffle on about sent them to sleep.
But the whole point is not everyone's going to be at the same on the same page as you, and they're not going to be supportive. But you can't let other people derail you. You have to just
100%.
work on what you want to achieve and be proud of yourself and keep going. Don't let other people like me spoil you.
But at least we're honest and we're just humans, aren't we? We're all got faults and,
Yeah.
you know, like now with you, you've probably been better than what I've been in terms of exercising and stuff. And I'm like,
Mm.
man, I need to get to the gym, Lisa's doing it. It sort of spurs me on.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Well, we've got our holiday book now for the summer. And I think the few spring like days we've had the last couple of days, it's been glorious with sunshine, but it does make me think, okay, I actually really don't want to feel a bit self conscious again around the pool. I'm going to make the effort,
Yeah, definitely.
which is good.
Is there any
Spring's
other?
coming, spring is in the
Yeah.
air, and we're changing like the blossoming flowers. Sorry, I'll stop being
Long
cringy now.
overdue, man.
Yeah, yeah. But actually, that kind of is part and parcel of it. It helps if you have got goals like weight loss or like self development or whatever you might do. Keep those promises to yourself, because self respect is so important. And if you keep breaking promises to yourself, you can't expect other people to respect you. And if you don't respect yourself,
Yeah. You builds resilience if you stick to it.
Yes, 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 yes. I think it's just basically look at all areas of your life and just think what can make your life easier on a day to day, that can alleviate stress, bring you joy. Like we touched on, sorting out the work van, that will alleviate stress for you. If you're always manic in the morning, get up half an hour earlier, get up even better, an hour, 2 hours earlier if you can do it. Get a routine in place that you're not rushed just before your day even begins. I'm really into, I would love to actually to talk about it, romanticising your life. I love that theme where you look at just the little things in your life, and it's just to make things better. For example, your bedroom. I'm awful. I'm really not painting a good picture of myself, but I always have a floor drobe. I'm awful. I just go, take my clothes off. There's a pile left on the floor. It's messy, cluttered. I'm really making a conscious effort, although there's a little floor drobe I think today, but I'm really making a conscious effort to make our bedroom a sanctuary, that it's our precious space where we for time out, where we sleep. It's not a cluttered, messy continuation of our messy lives,
Yeah.
Things like that. If you're stressed on the way to work and the busy traffic is horrible and you're a bit late, like I said, get up a bit earlier, or just make your van or your vehicle that you travel to work a bit of a nicer environment. Declutter it, organise it, get a playlist set up so all your favourite songs are going to be on in the on your journey, or your favourite podcast. Brush Wizards podcast is a good one. Just get a pot of sweets that you can have, a little sweet, a nice fragrance air freshener or something. Just make the little things a bit more enhanced, and then just your experience of life is just nicer.
I think it's in intentional planning as well, isn't it?
Mm.
Like, it can be quite structured, our weeks, but you do need to have a structure in place to achieve stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we work long hours, I decorate, work on Brush Wizards in the evenings, but you still, I've got a target in terms of what we want to create.
Mm-hmm.
And our lives are getting better and better in that sense,
Yeah.
But it does take hard work as well.
Yes, of course it does. I think, I guess in summary, look at the little things in your life. Make the little thing. If you can learn to appreciate the little things, even through the darkest days, the hardest times, the world is awful at the moment. Everything is awful. Everything's scary. Everything is designed to stress us out and cost us money, and it's just horrible. Concentrate on making your life as calm and as joyful as you can. If you can get the little things sorted out, forget about the big things. If you can get the little everyday things, the mundane things, if you can find a way to appreciate them, enjoy them, enhance them, you are absolutely winning in life. Because it's not, we can't just have the big exciting things all the time, the holidays, the big events, the occasions. They're wonderful and they make you feel great, but everyday things are what matter, that you need to get sorted just to make your life better.
Yeah. And one thing I'd finish off on is, when I've done my hypnotherapy, the biggest thing that stuck with me is focusing what you can and can't control. And you find in life 90% of the stuff you can't really control.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of let that shit go as much as possible. Just focus on what you can change.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if an awful problem comes up, they're going to make you feel bad, but you really need to try to think, okay, like you said, what is in my control? can I do anything about this right now? A lot of the time there'll be some awful problem and you can't do anything, but there will be little things that are still in your control, like your mindset and trying to find some kind of positive spin in it to just to navigate those tough times. Yeah, I think so. I think we're all human beings. We're all just trying to navigate life, and it's just nice to sort of get reminded of things, isn't it? If anyone did get any value out of this, it would be really nice just to get a review on the podcast that you're listening, the platform you're listening to it on, or comments it on our social media, a share, a like, whatever. Just if you get any value from them, we would love to hear it, wouldn't we? Yeah, absolutely.